I've got scars because life cuts deep. The only way they'll heal is if I fall asleep. And I'm trying to, but my mind's spinning, stomach's dropping. There's a monster inside of me, not in my closet. So I sit alone, mostly in silence. These voices I've known have told me be quiet. I'm all on my own. If only I could whisper in your ear the important words I want you to hear. It. Take it away, all of this pain, I repeatedly lose. Feel like there's nothing to gain. Give me a dream, open my eyes. I just wanna live here. I'm trying to fight, but I don't wanna be here. I've always wondered what it's like to be free. Sadly, all I know is what it's like to be me, but I'm okay. Someday I'll escape from out this cage, but that doesn't mean right now I'm not afraid. Oh, I cry so softly that no one's ever known, wishing that these feelings match the faces that I've shown. You hear me? There's gotta be a reason I'm alive. Could someone please just tell me why? Yeah. Take it away, all of this pain, I repeatedly lose. Feel like there's nothing to gain. Give me a dream, open my eyes. I just wanna live here. I'm trying to fight, but I don't wanna be here. Da 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 da, da 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 da. I was frightened by the sight of a life of pain. Whether easy days or complicated, it was all the same. It was scary. The main emotion I felt was shame. Tried myself to opinions of others while depression had me chained. I remained with so many thoughts of doubt, having issues with my identity. I lost it in the crowd, but I changed. It was life that taught me how to be the man you see and hear right now. Oh, my darling, love will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Do not fear. Do not fear. I believed in the God who I'd never seen. Put my trust in blind communication. It felt like a dream, but I had faith if I didn't walk away. All my hurt will be worth it because it would all work out someday. So I stayed and I put up a fight with odds against me, not knowing how to make it through the night. And I pray to live a better life and kept the darkness from driving out my life. Oh, my darling, love will ignite your soul, will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Oh, my darling, love will ignite your soul, will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Do not fear, do not fear.
What if you can create your
Oh, hey. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Trying to get disconnect from there. Connect to that. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Sorry. Trying to figure out what's taking so long to do something. All right, well, I ain't gonna worry about it. Well, I need to. All right, yeah, I ain't gonna do what I need to do. I'll just connect with that, be done with it. All right, another pop out live, another pop out live. Another pop out live. So, once again, you know you tapped in here with Talkin Greazy, where every word drips, every vibe hits, and every grind never quits. No cap, no filter, just raw talk. Let's go. Let's get into it. I got to cut about that. That makes too much noise. Sorry. So, you know, if you hear it raw, then it's Greazy talk. You know, we talk loud and we live proud. Stay slick, stay greasy. You know what I'm saying? Every block has a story. I'm just talking greasy. We back. We back at the shop again. Hopefully everybody had a good day. I don't know what that is. Hopefully everybody had a good day on this Saturday. Had a pretty good day. Didn't have much going on. Watched a lot of college football that was going on out there. One dude I know played for Missouri. He from Mississippi. Represented pretty well. He had 22 carries, 250 yards. I mean, to me, that's good for anybody against any team, regardless of who it is. You know, so hey, let's not forget we're proud of him. We talking about Ahmad Hardy. So you ever watching Missouri Tigers, I think it is. Yeah, good chance to watch him. Check him out. He number 25. He 29. I'm sorry. He the running back for the Missouri Tigers. Check him out. Right here in Mississippi. Hopefully I'll be able to get him on the podcast after a while. You know what I'm saying? Give him another year or so, and then hopefully be able to get him on here and let him chop it up with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what it's about. Being able to reach out to one another, being able to continue to put each other on the map at a higher level or whichever level we need to be going. Share, like, subscribe. It costs nothing to hit that like button. Feel me? It costs nothing to share. So we tapped in for the night. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. Might be here for a long time. Might be here for a short time. Might be here for a medium time. But right now I'm here. You feel me? So we locked in. We tapped in. If anybody want to join, the link is in the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to come up, chop it up, then by all means you can. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with that. We could chop it up about whatever. If not, ain't nobody gonna come up, then I'm probably gonna get into a little content, a little stuff just to chop it up, just talk about why I'm up here by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it going. So hopefully anybody come in, hopefully they'll join up, state their opinion on whatever we talking about. And it is what it is. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? What it ain't, it ain't. But what it is, it definitely is. You know what I'm saying? We out here representing in the Mississippi sector, what I'm calling it. I'm calling it hashtag Mississippi sector. Every time you go somewhere, you hashtag the Mississippi sector. You feel me? Let's get it out there. Let's put it out there. Put it in the atmosphere. Let it generate. Let it gravitate. Let it pull people in. Bring them to the shop. Where we just chill, we talk, we have dialogue, and we chop it up. You know, no drama, no mess. We can't get out of hand. I'm gonna take control and hopefully nip the situation in the bud right there, right then, there. And that'll be the end of it. Then we get back to dialogue, get back to enjoying ourselves, get back to having fun, get back to just chilling and vibing with each other, being able to speak what you want about what you need to speak about. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Let's not forget that. Let's not get mad at people for their opinion. We could disagree all day long. Your opinion don't have to be my opinion, but I shouldn't be mad at you. But we should be grown. We should be adults or old enough to be able to have a casual conversation about whatever it is you disagree about or whatever it is I disagree about, and we come to a simple conclusion without no drama. You know what I'm saying? That's what we shooting for in the shop in Talkin Greazy. That's what we shooting for in the Mississippi sector. You feel me? I don't like all the cussing. I don't like all the calling names. We gonna leave kids, mothers, families out of it. We can joke, we can play, but don't take it too far. You feel me? I don't know what's going on right there. Huh. It's telling me something else. Okay, so you feel me? So yeah, once again, like I said, we back for the night. I don't know what's all gonna happen. I don't know how long. Once again, how long we gonna be on? So we just chilling. That's what we're doing. So, like I said, hopefully y'all had a great day on today. I had a decent day. Like I said, caught just in college football, chilling, relaxing. Sorry, I was looking at some videos. Please forgive me on that. But like I said, other than that, we're gonna we're gonna get into it. Um, I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm sorry. Shoot, hold up a second. But like I said, I'm on just chopping it up. So hopefully people join up, man. No, that ain't gonna happen. So ain't worried about that. I ain't gonna worry about that. So one thing I do want to say is as a society we should be able to get along regardless of our differences. We should be able to put all that to a side, to the side, and coincide with each other without all the drama, without all the hate. So think about that next time you just typing on the internet, scrolling Facebook, and you want to comment on something. Just think about the life, not only you, but of someone else. Like, I wish ill will on nobody. So we shouldn't want to see our fellow brothers or sisters in no type of way, in no type of harm's way, in no type of danger, nothing like that. So we got to start taking actual accountability too for what we say in these situations and what we do in these situations. Just be mindful of that. That's messed up. So we'll get into a little dialogue real quick though. Like I said, other than that, I'm on here, bro. I'm on here. We can turn it up. Or we can chill. Whatever you want to do. We in the shop. Waiting on the people to pull up. Either way it works. Either way it works. You feel me? So a round of applause. Yeah, we had to get them round of applause in there. You feel me? So once again, continue to tap in, continue to like, share, comment, whatever you decide to do. Do it. You feel me? I do like my boy that I be playing Gifted Hands. Hey dude, go hard. Y'all don't know him, go follow him. He definitely go hard. He's definitely blessed. I think and anointed. So that's why I like his music. That's why I like to listen to him. That's why I like to play him at the beginning and end of my lives, cause it's positive music. Like I believe when some people say you put positive stuff out, positive stuff returns back to you. What's up? What's up? What's up with you? We locked in. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all, like I said, if y'all want to hit the link, come on up. You can. If not, hey, we gonna do what we do. Feel me? We gonna do what we do. So, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into a little content right quick. Other than that, we just chilling for the night. On Saturday night, come join up. Come chill with me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up. Talk about whatever we want to talk about. And we'll get up out of here. That's what we do in the shop. I call it the shop. I call it something similar to a barbershop. You can come talk, get your rocks off, and enjoy whatever it is. You enjoy your time here and get your rocks off. Whatever it is you want to talk about. You feel me? So, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep rocking with your boy. But we talking greasy. You feel me? Talking greasy. Once again, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. If you want to come up, you can. If you don't, appreciate you anyway. Feel me? But hit that like, subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button. All right, let's get into it, man. I want to kind of piggyback off what I was talking about last night with the pet peeves in relationships. So I want to kind of piggyback off that. I thought of two more, especially two more pet peeves after I got off the line last night. I thought about two more pet peeves that could be definitely very essential in a relationship. So I'm gonna pick up on that, and we're gonna go from there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so one of these would be public arguments. Public arguments. So you gotta think this is awkward. This one is awkward. 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 Public arguments. Feel me? That's what we talking about. So, like you gotta think about. So, have you been ever in Walmart, or a Target, or the mall, or anywhere public, even a restaurant, and you just look over and you just happen to see a couple fighting. They loud with it. They loud with it. And you just trying to grab, whatever it is you trying to get up out of there. Just say on the same aisle you on. Let's say we talking about some tissue aisle. So you just trying to get your bounty. You just try to get your bounty, you know what I'm saying? To get up out of there. That's all you trying to do. You ain't trying to do too much. But then in the midst of you trying to get your bounty, you walk up on them, bro, they just arguing. They arguing in the middle of the aisle. And you walking up and he's like, man, come on, bro. They loud, cussing, fussing, calling each other names. I mean, they're going back and forth like it's a UFC match. You see what I'm saying? Real stump down fighting. You know what I'm saying? So you thinking like, oh my God, what are they doing in front of me? You know what I'm saying? So, and then at that point it gets uncomfortable for everyone because you actually sitting there watching this. So it's like, okay, do I be this good Samaritan, try to break this up? Do I mind my business? Like, what do I do? You know, in that situation. So, and think about it, for the most part, I ain't gonna lie, because I don't be want to get in the crossfire of nobody else's business, bro. You never know in today's time what type of weapon they have on them, or what type of intentions they have. Because just say you go jump in the middle of it, then they both turn on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't think about that. Yeah, think about other stuff. You gotta think about what's more important. So here's the thing, when you have an argument in public, bro, it's not just about that moment. Um, it erodes respect. It makes your relationship feel like a spectacle instead of something scary. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. You feel me? And let's just be honest about this. Let's just be honest. Like, it never goes well. Like, whenever that happens, it never goes well. Like, nobody wins a fight in Target. Nobody wins a fight in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, just end up buying the wrong brand of paper towel. Like, like that's it. You just end up buying the wrong brand of paper towel once it happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta think about it. You bought the wrong brand of paper towel, and then you still mad when you get home. So it's like, what did I accomplish? What did we accomplish? Like nothing. Nothing. Just an argument in the middle of a store. That's how we both got kind of embarrassed off of it. And then we both mad. And then we still ended up with the wrong thing that we came to get. You feel me? So you gotta think about that. A lot of times if you just in them moments, a lot of times you just a little, just take a little breath. Take a second. Take a second. Take a deep breath if you have to. Take a deep breath. Take a step back and be like, let's talk about this later. You know, private issues deserve private conversations. If you don't hear nothing else I say on here tonight, or it's this episode, or on this live, remember that private issues deserve private conversations. Like that's what it does. Like my private issues shouldn't be displayed on for the world to see. Shouldn't be displayed for the Walmart workers or the people on Facebook or people on TikTok. Like, my private issues deserve private conversations. Trust me. Your relationship and the innocent bystanders would definitely thank you for that. Would definitely thank you for that. All right, I'm gonna touch on one more. Like I said, I'm trying to get people to come on in and come up and chill with your boy while we in the shop. But hey, yeah, what it is. I do this thing alone if I got to. I just like doing what I do. Just enjoy doing it. You know what I'm saying? So one more. I'm gonna touch on this one real quick. And I get accused of this myself. So when I say this one, I'm talking to myself too. So don't feel bad if it's you. Don't feel slighted. I think we all got a little bit of it in us at a time. So I'm gonna touch on this one real quick. You feel me? Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Hopefully everybody enjoying themselves, chilling, having fun. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm doing. Chilling, having fun. Oh, shoot. Okay, that didn't work. Hey, but share the live out, man. Share the live out. Anywho, all right. Back to what I was saying. So the next one gonna be selective. A selective listener. Think about that now. Think about that. Selective listener. Hold up. Sorry, I got some water. Yeah, think about that now. Selective listener. So, and as I stated before, like, I'm gonna be talking about myself in a little of this too now. So it is what it is. It ain't just me talking to you, talking to y'all, talking to us. I'm talking to us. It's we French right now. We we French right now. So this one is a classic. Because I think if you've been in more than two adult relationships in your life, I think you definitely heard someone tell you you're not listening, or if you forgot something, they tell you got selective listening, selective hearing. So if you've been in two or more relationships, then you definitely have heard this before, or I've heard that before. You know what I'm saying? So, um, like I said, I think this one is a classic. So you got to think about you talking, telling a whole story. You actually pouring out your day. You know what I'm saying? You pouring out your day. Everything that happened, the ups and the downs, how you felt about certain situations, and your partner hits you with the classic. Mm-hmm. Your partner hits you with the classic. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, you think, okay, now you look up and you like, dang, I can see it in your eyes. And are you paying attention to me? So they test it, you know. So they throw out, they kind of throw you out a little random line, you know, something like, then the UFO landed in the driveway and gave me some tacos. Yeah, I just made that up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some random off the wall line like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be very out there. So, you know what I'm saying? And they still go. The person that you talk to now, they still go, that's nice. And it's like, hmm? Then you got to think about this now. And what makes it worse is they'll tune you out completely. But remember, every basketball stat, not every, but they remember when, say we're talking about a dude, they remember when Michael Jordan had the flu game. They remember when Kobe scored 81. They remember who won the championship last year. They remember who got MVP. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you could tell me what Jordan did word for word, but you can't tell me what I told you about my boss. Selective listener. So just try next time, try looking your partner in the eye. Try looking them in the eye when they talking to you. Um, because it's not just about hearing the words. It's about actually listening to them. Especially when they pouring out their heart to you. When they telling you how they day went. When they are describing to you the emotions that is invoked in them at that moment. When they being the most vulnerable they can to let you in. Um, put the phone down. I say, hold up, let's go to a quiet place or cut the TV off and, you know, allow that individual that you're sitting there with, whether it's male or female, allow that individual to have that moment. Because in that moment of vulnerability, they just want to be heard. They just want to feel like you care. A lot of times, that's all it is. That's all it is. You just show up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And you've done your part. You've done your part, and I promise you, they'll be grateful. Hold up 1 second. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. They'll be grateful. Grateful, and it goes a long way for us. Just communication part or the emotional part. Like that point, they'll feel more closer to you. They'll feel like they are able to be vulnerable with you in that particular moment. So just kind of give them that hurt. Kind of give them that time, that moment uh, that they're seeking for out of you. Don't allow them to have to go find it somewhere else. That's what you don't want. Is them to have to go find it somewhere else. Feel what I'm saying? So it's all about emotional. Hey, hey, how you doing, Night? Are we locked in? Locked in. You just came in. The Lord have mercy. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. I'm sorry. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. I'm talking grease about tonight. I'm touching on some pet peeves for relationships. I touched on public arguments. I touched on selective listening or a selective listener, whichever way you want to put it. Just kind of hit them notes a little bit. Kind of pinpoint a couple things. So we just gotta be able to give each other that time, give each other that space of understanding, of listening, of and I can say respect. I can say showing each other a respect. Because most of the time, like I said, everybody just want to be heard, and allowing that person, that individual, he or she to be heard goes a long way for your relationship. So, um, so yeah, I was just touching on a couple pet peeves um, that I thought of after I got out the line last night, because I covered 3 last night. And I thought of a couple more throughout the day today that I want to talk about on here. So that's what I'm talking about now. Hey, but if you got something, hey, we can talk about whatever you got. You feel me? Like, we in the shop. Everything goes. Not everything, but but we'll discuss whatever's on your mind. Or we can let you slide right there on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whichever one needs to happen we can do. If, yeah, man, that's what we do in the shop. Give everybody their time or whatever it is, their conversation, their subject, whatever it is they want to talk about. That's what we do in the shop. So, like I said, got a couple grease balls in here. That's what I'm calling them. Grease balls that were gave to me by somebody. So kudos to them for giving me the nickname Grease Balls for the followers, for the subscribers. We talking greasy, so let's call them Grease Balls. All right, bet. What about the topic of chronic line? Oh, that's a good one. Whoa, hey, look that. Oh man, that's a good one. Let me read that real quick. What about the topic of chronic line? Even about small stuff. If I can't trust your words, I can't trust you. That's good. Um, um, chronic line. Mm. Well, the only thing about that is, um, if I can't trust your words, I can't trust you. That's true. That's true. Um, so the thing about that is, if you know that if you know they're doing chronic line, um, then it's almost like you definitely need to be having a conversation with them about that. That would be first thing, because to your point, yes, if you do have a person that's chronic lying to you, it's like, what's the point? Because I'm not gonna believe what you say. So, mm, but chronic lying is almost a deeper situation too, though. Because at that point, like you said, people are lying about the small things, and the small things eventually turn into me, in my opinion, turn into bigger things. And then at some point, they even, if they're a chronic liar, at some point they even lying about stuff that don't even matter at that point. Like, right, excuse me. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Because at that point, then you just lying about little stuff that don't even matter, like where you put your socks at, or I put the milk in the back of the refrigerator or something like that. So it don't. Right. So, but at that point, it's almost like, okay, now a decision has to be made, because if you're gonna lie about little stuff like that, then how can I expect you to tell me the truth about a bigger issue and you think it don't matter? Right. Because a chronic liar will think it don't matter, but it does, and it affects, especially the individual that you're lying to. Hold on one second. Okay, all right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that little interruption. Interruption. Okay, what she saying? You think it don't matter, but what you're really saying is I can't trust you at all. I can't trust small things. Why would I ever trust you with my heart? That's true. That's true. And then exactly, and then the funny part is not funny, but it's funny at the same time. Like a lot of people who lie like that, they don't even realize they're doing it. Like they've done it for so long that it don't even register to them that they actually sitting here telling lies. Like it becomes like almost like a habit. Like it becomes like automatic, if you may say so. You know what I'm saying? Almost like breathing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the funny part. You know what I'm saying about it. But the lie itself is not funny. But the overall situation and equation that leads it up to that is um, is kind of funny because they don't even realize that they're doing it, but they consistently do it. And what they don't realize is, to your point, why would I trust you with your heart? That they don't realize that but the damage is real. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about it, how do you actually trust someone who lies about you know just a little stuff to your point, just a little stuff, you know. So, and some people say, "No, this is." I don't know how true this is. I ain't dug into it that much, but because I don't. I mean, I don't think I'm a chronic liar. I don't think so. Somebody else might say different, but I don't think I am. But I wonder, do it comes from like false imagine of vulnerability. What about small lies like false image of vulnerability? Hmm. Well, if you're talking about the image, then I mean, yeah, please. I mean, like when people say things like he doesn't know what emotional safety or support is, almost like an excuse, but deep down he does know. He just dodges. Okay, so what if that person actually don't know? You know what I'm saying? What if that person hasn't dug into that type of let's say depth of a relationship or depth of that type of um emotions in their life? What if that person actually just kind of kind of swam on the surface? You know what I'm saying? They just swam on the surface. They didn't go to the deep end. They stayed on the shallow end. They stayed on the 3 feet end, the 5 feet end. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go to the to the 9 to 10 feet of emotional support or emotional safety. So at that point, could it? I mean, and I know you might say, oh, okay, but you're old enough, you should be maybe going to get it or maybe going to find that understanding. That's a form of line. I've seen that in my relationship. But what's a form of line? I don't get it. Because if I say that person hadn't, or if that person say that they haven't dug that deep into it, how is that a form of lying? Uh, what you say? In my case, I've seen explained, and my person claims to. I already know these things, so either way, he's lying. Hmm. Okay, so maybe he. What if he's saying that he knows those things to his knowledge? You know what I'm saying, but not necessarily your knowledge. Because, okay, so you say your person, so you talking about your relationship. Then maybe y'all came in from two different sides of the cross. You feel what I'm saying? So you came from one side, but you dug deep into it. He came from one side, but he stayed on the surface level with it. So he could still say that he know it, but not as deep as you. And to you, it's almost like he lying because he's only doing it on the surface level because that's what he knows. But to you, it feel like he's lying because he's saying he knows it, and you expect him to do it on a deeper level, but he don't understand that level or haven't got that deep into it yet. You see what I'm saying? So that makes a difference too. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry for that little interruption. I'm sorry, but I'm back. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when people come from two sides of the track, sometimes you can meet, and even though I say I know what this is, I might not know it to the depth of what you know it is. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like it can get misconstrued as a lie, but I'm not really lying to you because I'm speaking from my level, and you're speaking from your level. So neither one is lying. Um, it's just that y'all have to come to a common understanding and kind of get to the same surface that you need to get to together, and then y'all could be on the same page. So if somebody says they're doing it on a separate level, that's still a choice. You choose whether you give me honesty or just a surface version. Well, sometimes the separate version can be the honesty. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not a personal line because he give you the surface version. Sometimes that's the only version he knows. And to your point, yes, that is a choice because there's so much technology, so much information out here that you could probably um, dig into to where you can go deeper into it. But a lot of times people don't know they need to do that till they meet somebody that requires it. Well, see, that's the point. You saying if it feels like lying, but see, it can't be a feel. It has to be either a lie or not. Like, and to your point, like it's still the whole truth because that's what that person knows. Like, I can't. Like when you can't. You could say a person should be here, should be there, but if that person is not like it, then I don't see where it's okay to judge them off of that just because you could say, "Oh, I'm here, but you're not here." You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not a lie. It could be the whole truth, and it could be what they've actually experienced in their life. Like that don't make them any less credible than you or the other individual because the other individual has decided in their life to dig deeper. You get what I'm saying? You know more, but only give me the surface. That's not transparency. That's withholding. That's right. But who's to say? I mean, but who's to say they know more? That's the thing. Surface level might not be a lie, but it ain't the truth either. Ah, I don't see how it's not the truth. Um, because if all I know is surface level, and that's what I tell you, and that's the truth. Like that's not a lie. If that's all I know as an individual, honesty shouldn't depend on who's standing in front of you. If you gotta give it. Now that's true. Now that's absolutely true. Like honesty should be given at every point of it. But what I'm saying is, I can't sit here and tell you that your life that you live um, that you only dwelled on the surface level. So once I meet you, I can't tell you that you're lying to me because you're not giving me a deeper version. Because the surface level version might be all you know. It might be all you know. I mean, not and that might be true, but most people do. Most people wait for someone to require it because if you've lived a surface level life, and that has gotten you pretty much through your life with no problems, um, but a little bit here and there, then some people feel like they've done enough, like that should work. You know what I'm saying? And to your point, no, that's not growth. That's like you said, convenience. And some people just get comfortable in who they are. They get comfortable at that level. And if I'm comfortable at that level, sometimes the person feel like, why do I need to do more? Real maturity is giving depth without being forced to. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that, but some people develop real maturity by being forced to. You know what I'm saying? Like that initial force can force them into um real maturity because it's a learning lesson. So sometimes people get to a level where they to a stage to where they've never been forced to have to learn something else. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, once they get forced, then the next step is they'll take it without being forced. So okay, what to say? Truth without death is like giving me crumbs. They'll give me crumbs and calling it a meal. Truth and the whole truth are different things. I mean that's true. I mean that's true. I can agree with you on that. But see, what I'm saying is the whole truth. If a person is a surface level person, then he's telling you the whole truth. He or she. At that point, they're telling you the whole truth. Like because that's all they know. They can't go into depth about something they don't know. They can only speak what they know. If they're a surface level person, then that's what they know. Shouldn't leave me starving for clarity. Well, and once again, a person would call it honesty because they gonna feel like they are telling the truth, and it's hard for you to it's hard to tell a surface level person that they're not telling the truth when that's all they know. is a surface level. So they still telling the truth. And it might not be in depth to what you wanted or the individual wanted, but at the end of it, it's still truth. It's still their truth that they're living in, that they're walking in. Now, the depth part, it will have to be explained to them um, at that point with what the individual is directly looking for, because a surface level person can only give you a surface level answer. That's the thing about it. They can't give you an in-depth person answer if they not an in-depth person. And you can learn to be that, or to your point, you can mature to be that. But I get what you're saying. Oh man, come on now. Get what you're saying. Some people only know the surface, but here's the catch. Just because it's all you've experienced doesn't mean that's the whole truth. See, and see, that's where we disagreeing at, because it's the whole truth on the surface level. It's just not the whole truth if you decide to go in depth with it. Because the thing about it is, you have two different options. You can have a conversation and stay on the surface level, or you can have a conversation and go in depth. You can still go either way. So if you decide to stay on the surface level, that's still the whole truth. That's just my opinion now. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. Um, that I think about it. Um, that's just the edge of it. And if I'm in a relationship with you, I need more than the edge. I need the depth, even if it's uncomfortable. Otherwise, I'm building on shallow ground. Mm, I can understand that. I can understand that. At that point, that's where you gotta. I think that person has to feel comfortable to be able to understand, and then to be able to go into a particular what would I say, level of surface level and in depth that he's never been to or she's never been um, to make the situation better for both parties. But that won't. I don't think that will happen overnight. I think that will be a process of them actually understanding um, what that entails with every different category that can come to light in a relationship. Because he might do it on one level, um, what y'all talking about. Let's just say y'all talking about mm, say y'all talking about the bills. He might do it on that level, but um, but forget to do it on um another level with respect or something like that. So it ain't gonna be something that happens overnight. It'll have to be a time period put together, or that you can give him or her to understand that what needs to be kind of put forth to make it work for the both of y'all. If you would say so, I would say so. And shallow ground can't hold real weight. You're right, because I'm a fat dude. So, right about that. Shallow ground kind of like quicksand. With the right person on it, it's kind of like quicksand. Be going down, down, baby. Your street and a Range Rover. Uh, a shallow truth may be all you got, but don't sell it to me like it's the whole truth. That's not honesty, that's limitation in a disguise. And you could be right. You could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. But I just think it'll take time for that person to get to that level. In short, the shallow truths masquerading as honesty, a lie. Mm, mm, yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree on that. And this is one of my relationship pet peeves. So hold up, now say your relationship pet peeve is uh pretty much in depth maturity, I guess you could say. Cause you started off with tell little lies, um I mean chronic lies. So that's your pet peeve, chronic lying. Hmm. But see, I don't know if that. Now, I agree. I can understand what you're saying, but I just don't know if that would fit up in that category. And maybe it does. Like maybe it does. I'm not saying it don't. I'm just trying to put it together uh, to a point to where it makes sense to me. Uh, I like for stuff to make sense. So, but yeah, I mean, appreciate that though. Appreciate you putting that out there. Um, Chronic line. It's a good one. It's a good one. I ain't even think of that. I ain't even think of that one. So then, so hey, there you go. There you go. There you go. Round of applause for that, bro. Round of applause. Appreciate you for that. Appreciate you for that. Round of applause for that. Mm-mm. All right. Oh no, what's going on? My computer messing up. Oh no, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh man. Okay, I don't know. No, one of my relationship pet peeves is false image of vulnerability. False image of it falls on umbrella, shadow, truth, masquerading as honesty. Okay, okay. I'm sorry then. I'm sorry then. Ergocratic line. Hmm. All right. Well, thank you for breaking it down for me. Um, I mean, I ain't gonna sit up here like I got no bachelor's degree or nothing. So appreciate you breaking it down for me. Why is my computer not working? Um, so I, like I said once again, I appreciate that. For your input on that. I don't know why it's doing that. man, it's messing up on me. No. But yeah, we in the shop, man. We in the shop. Uh, great dialogue, great conversations. Uh, she added a pet peeve to the conversation. So chronic line. So hey, if that's you, take something from the dialogue. Take something from it. Try to use it within your everyday life. See if it can help you uh, make better decisions, different decisions in your relationship, uh, whatever you got going on. Uh, that'll help you some type of way. So, oh man, I don't know what's computer messing up. Mm-hmm. Been on here about an hour, 16 minutes. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. I ain't got no time set for the night. I'm just chilling. Uh, what about half truths and conversation? Playing with words, pretending to be genuine, downplaying responsibility. All these are a form of a way or another a chronic line. Uh, uh. Well, you gotta be a wordsmith to play with words. Like you gotta know what you're talking about to play with words. Not everybody know how to play with words. Um, and most people just say words the way they've been using them most of their life. Like most people don't just go actually study what these words mean um, to them. I mean, what it actually means uh, in the world. Most people just I don't know why my computer messing up now. Most of them just say words that they know, or that they what we call slang now, um, and use them that way. Most of them don't actually try to go find out what that word actually means, or the meaning behind that word. Uh, so, shoot, pretending to be genuine. Now that's a genuine. Uh, that's a good one. Um, I don't know that much about that because I don't try to pretend to be genuine. So downplaying responsibility. Well, I wouldn't say downplaying responsibility because some people feel like certain things are not their responsibility. So I can't. It's hard for me to comment on that because everybody's entitled to their own opinion with what they're going through. See what I'm saying? Like I can't. It's hard for me to come to you and say, um, say why that car ain't parked in the right spot. And if you feel like it's parked right to you, then well, that ain't good. That ain't a good analogy. I'm sorry, that ain't good. I don't know, but I just don't. I feel like downplaying responsibility is a individual thing. Like it's almost hard to tell a person because I don't know. I don't know what's inside of you. I don't know whether you actually taking responsibility inside or not. You might not verbally say it to me or the individual, but you could definitely still be taking accountability on the inside. Okay. What else? What else? What do? No, you don't. You can just make up your own words and tell people this is what this word means to me. This is what my partner does. And that could be true. Like, I mean, in reality, he might not be making up his own words, or he or she might not be making up his own words, or they might not be making up their own words, but they're using it the way they heard it. or the way it's been said around them. Like, but to you, it might seem like they're making up their own words because you haven't heard it like that. So I don't think most people walk around making up their own words. I just think they use it a certain way from what they hear out in the public or around people that they're around. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's what I think. Uh, Let me see. Now. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Let me see. What else we got? Uh, no. When I said downplay responsibility when it comes to the scrubbers between us two, I pointed out. I pointed out he minimized his role or shifts blame. That's lying by omission and denial. Well, maybe that's where he understood the blame to come from. Or maybe in this situation, maybe that's what he thought the responsibility should have laid at rather. If he shifted a different way, then that's where he thought the responsibility was supposed to went to. Um, because most of the time, a person minimizes their role. That's what they feel. They feel like that role's given to them by mistake. Like, and maybe they don't understand the whole scheme of things at that point. Like, or the whole subject. Like you might be looking at the big picture of it, and he might be looking at the small picture of it, and then it's like that's where the roles kind of get misconstrued at, or it's who should be taking responsibility for it. Like you got to think about it. If you write a paragraph and your overall responses to the whole paragraph, but to that same paragraph, his response is to the last sentence, then that's where it's gonna get misconstrued at. Because one of y'all is looking at the overall picture and one of y'all is looking at a single picture. See what I'm saying? Like that's where I think miscommunication comes in situations like that. Um, that's just what I think now. I mean, like I said, I could be wrong, but um, yeah, because most of the time, if somebody minimizing their role, then they don't understand the whole. Uh, they don't understand the whole thing. Like they're only looking at certain parts of it. That's what I think. I don't know why my control, how I stopped missing, why I stopped working. I'm mad about that now. It done start working. My mouse done start working. Well, I don't know. This computer messing up. It ain't my mouse. So that's what I think about that now. But you got some valid points. I can't disregard that neither. You definitely have some valid points about things that you are or that you were dealing with in your relationship. So I can understand it. Just appreciate you for putting it out there because you may be able to help somebody else along the way. I don't know why my computer messing up. I don't like that. I do not like that. Do not like that. Not for my computer be messing up. That sucks right now. Sucks right now. But mm, when one person member out that role pushes the weight on the other, that's when accountability breaks down. Right. I mean that's true too, but it really boils down to if we both looking at the accountability from the same way. Because like I said, I think according to the situation, you could be looking at it two different ways for its accountability. Um, but if it's just black and white, then and he's still shipping the accountability, then it need to be a talk about understanding what you see and what he see. That way, y'all can get on the same page. And then hopefully he's not shipping the accountability. Hopefully he's actually taking on the accountability. Trust weakens. That's true. When accountability breaks down, trust weakens. And when trust weakens, the whole relationship gets shaky. Real honesty is saying, here's what I did, here's where I fell short. But see, okay, so the real honesty is, and then okay, now since you said that, what if he don't even realize what he did wrong or where he fell short at? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, if you looking at it from one way and he looking at it from another way, then if he don't feel like he's done nothing wrong, then he can't. It's hard for a person to admit to something when they don't think they did something wrong, or take accountability for something when I feel like I'm right. You gotta think about just like you and your partner go get some gas and he put 87 in there, and but you wanted 93, and now it's like okay, you ain't you gonna say you're not taking accountability for putting the gas in there, but in this sense he gonna be like hey I did put the gas in there, so it's like I didn't do nothing wrong. So what I'm gonna take accountability for when I did what I was supposed to been doing. So you know what I'm saying. So if you don't never have a conversation and be like, oh no, this is like I expected you to put 93 in there, but you put 87. You see what I'm saying? So if he don't know that you expected 93 instead of 87, then in his mind, why am I taking accountability for something when I don't think I did nothing wrong? Because I still did what I was supposed to do. Not just pushing it onto your partner, but that's exactly where the roles get screwed. I think the roles been screwed. I think society has um, tried to switch the roles for a long time, and certain parts of it is working. Cause, but I mean, but not. I mean, I understand you talking about your relationship, but I'm just stating something else. But and that's true though. Like to your point, yeah, that is um, where the roles get reversed at. So I could agree with you on that. I really can. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why my computer stopped working in certain spots. Sorry. But I'm still here. I'm locked in though. I'm locked in. Back like I never left. You feel me? Back like I forgot something. hmm Doing what you think is right doesn't erase the impact it had on me. I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm not saying whatever the individual uh think negates the impact that it had on you. But at the same time, we got to understand where each individual is coming from too. Um, then it makes a difference. I mean, because the impact, because at that point the impact gonna be there regardless. So now we just gotta try to understand where we kind of where we lost communication at, and why did it happen, and then for next time we won't have this problem. Hopefully we won't have this problem. But like I said, nothing happened overnight either. So intent doesn't cancel out responsibility. No, it don't. I'm not saying that. Not saying it cancels out anything. What I'm saying is, like, sometimes you just have to have an understanding of what's going on too. Like, we can't negate the fact that if I don't know that you're thinking this way, then it don't matter. But it does, because how a person thinks matters. Well, see, and that's where I disagree with you at, because you say you can mean well but still cause harm if you put 87 in the tank. When I asked for 93, you didn't follow through. When a person actually followed through, they actually followed through uh, with putting gas in the tank in the car. They actually followed through with that. Now, you could say he misunderstood which one to put in there, but he actually did follow through with the task. So good intention don't replace clear communication, and that's true. But what you can't do is you can't just kick a man down or kick a woman down that actually has good intentions for you just because they don't understand how you think, or the way you was brought up with different from theirs. Like, and y'all both living or are brought up different, two different ways, and now y'all trying to mend it together into one. So you can't just act like that person. You can't just act like the good intentions mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not a substitute for clear communication. That's true. But don't tear a person down that has good intentions when y'all still trying to learn each other, because y'all from two walks of life. You don't get to say I did nothing wrong if the result still caused damage. You don't get to say I did nothing wrong. The result still caused damage. I guess I can agree with you on that. I guess I'm not sure on that one. I'm not like I keep telling you, like I don't have a degree in nothing, so a lot of this is my opinion. So real accountability is saying I see how my choice affected you, even if I thought it was right at the time. Mm, I mean, yeah, you can say that. You can say that. I mean, if that's your opinion and what real accountability is, I can kind of go with that. But see, the stuff like that is what I don't understand, because then it's like, okay, I'm tearing you down, even though you thought you were right. I'm still gonna tear you down just to let you know that you were still wrong. That's what it seemed like to me. Hold on one second. Learning each other doesn't mean excusing each other. Two different walks of life doesn't erase responsibility. I'm not saying it erase it. You misconstruing my words. I'm not saying it erasing anything. What I'm saying is, well, I don't know. I can't answer your questions because I don't understand. I'm answering the best way I can. I don't want to seem like uh, I'm making excuses for nobody or saying it erases responsibility. But I'm just speaking off what I think and my knowledge. So I'm sorry. I don't think every mistake turns into an excuse. Um, it's according to how you look at it. If you want to look at it as an excuse, then you can look at it like that. But most people just tell you what they feel and what happens with them. But it's on the other individual to decide whether this is an excuse or if it's actually them. Everything is not an excuse. Some things are just real facts. And that's what they're going through and that's what they deal with. Like that you can't just say everything is an excuse because a person don't meet the criteria that an individual want them at. Don't excuse it. Well, that's the thing. As long as you live, we will be still learning. Like so, you still gonna make mistakes. I don't care if you've been with somebody 50 years. You still gonna make a mistake that that person don't like, or you still gonna do something that they probably gonna want to question you about. Like so, it's gonna be a process of learning regardless. Like so, like I said, you can spend 25 years with somebody and still do something wrong to them, and you could be still learning that it's something that they don't like. Like later on in life, like that's gonna happen. As long as you build it, if you, long as you're trying to mend two lives together, it's always gonna be some learning involved in it between the two individuals. You will never clearly, you will never all the way know everything you need to do for a person that so that person would not uh, get mad at you or upset at you or not hurt them or not hurt you. Like it's gonna happen. So and uh, and I'm not trying to twist your words up. So I apologize for that. If that's what you're taking from this. So what I responded to was this. Um, you said learning each other doesn't mean excusing each other. And that's what I responded to when I said everything is not an excuse. That's what I responded to. So it wasn't me trying to twist your words. I responded to what was wrote on the screen. Don't twist my words. What I said was grace. Without growth become excuses. There's a difference between missing the mark once and refusing to aim higher. Well, yeah, I can agree with you on that. But then it's gonna be an individual problem. What you can't do is make somebody do something that you want them to do. They got to make it up in their own mind to want to aim higher. Not meeting criteria is human. Repeating the same pattern with no growth. That's excuses. Grace covers mistakes. Growth prevents patterns. Without both, love gets lopsided. And you might be true. I mean, like I said, anytime I get on here, everybody's opinion is everybody's opinion. Like, so some people believe repeating the same pattern is growth. Because at some point you're gonna get to where you do that pattern perfect. So, but to you that's an excuse, and you're entitled to that. So I mean, hey, grace covers mistakes. Growth prevents patterns. Hmm. I don't know, but I think you need patterns to grow. Now, I ain't saying you stay on the same pattern forever, but I think you need patterns to grow. So, if I ain't got patterns, then how I'm growing. So, yeah, you don't want love lopsided. You definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Mm, 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 mm. Definitely don't want that. You don't want it lopsided. So, I don't know. That's a great conversation, though. Definitely appreciate your dialogue. Definitely appreciate that. Repetition without correction ain't growth. Okay. It's just spinning your wheels, doing the same thing perfectly still makes it wrong. But see, that's what I'm saying. Once you get to perfect, then you create another pattern. Then you continue to work on that pattern till you get it perfect. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, though, you got to have a pattern and you got to have repetition. Like both of them has to be there in order to grow. You don't get better by repeating mistakes. You get better by adjusting them. Growth requires change, not just practice. If you keep pouring 87 gas in a 93 engine, you don't get perfect, you get breakdown. I can agree with you on that. I definitely can agree with you on that. I don't know why it's messing up. I definitely can. I feel you on that one though. So that's a great point. I just believe. I mean, and when I say patterns, I don't mean to say perfect. Because we are like every pattern will always have room for growth. So, but long as, like you said, long as you're working, I think long as you're working, you growing. Long as you, long as you're trying to be a better individual, I think you're growing. Now the question is, if you growing where? if you have a significant other or a friend person, whichever way you want to put it, is you grow in the direction that they want you to grow. I mean, you could be growing, and it could be easily not the direction that they want you to grow in, and that could still be a problem. So you would have to say, as they say, you have to have a come to Jesus meeting, and y'all have to sit down and talk about it, and decide which way you need to grow to appease the person that you would. Because if you would them, you should want to make them happy. So, I don't think nobody wants their time wasted. So, mm, I kind of spoke on that earlier. I'm sorry, but let's change the convo. Pet peeves. What about public embarrassment? What do you think about that? I kind of spoke on that earlier. But we can revisit it. I ain't got no problem with that. I just think at that point that's uncomfortable for everybody. Um, I think each individual that's involved in that is I think definitely embarrassed at that moment. And sometimes it happens, I think sometimes. But we gotta get to a point to where you can control yourself and you just tell each other, hey, let's chill out, let's talk about it later. Because it's not just about that moment. Like it messes up the respect. Um, yeah, it messes up the respect. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comment. But it definitely messes up the respect in the relationship with public embarrassment. Like that's something you gotta think about. And one thing is one thing I said a while ago is um you gotta think like private issues deserve private conversations. Like whatever private issues we got going on, the public shouldn't be um privy to that. They should know what problems we have amongst us. They should only know what we allow them to know, not everything. As a couple. My bad, what about? I came late. That's fine. It's fine. I ain't got no problem with that. We chilling. We just in the shop chilling. That's all we doing. We vibing. It's loyalty in hard times. When life get heavy, instead of standing beside me, you vanish. Ooh, ooh. Mm, that's a tough one. But when you so now my question to you is because when you say vanish, did you say you mean vanish altogether, or you mean not properly knowing how to be there? Because them could be two different things. Because the person can still be present in that moment, but not properly know how to be present in that moment, and you can still feel like you vanished. So then we got to figure out what we mean by vanish. If you follow my drift, I'm drifting down the river right now. If you can follow my drift, uh, come on and go with me. You can follow my drift. So the truth that both counted disloyalty, because loyalty is about presence, support, not just being there in the body. I mean, that's true. That's true. But a person, mm, but if a person's still learning how to be there in all three of them aspects, then it would still seem like he's disloyal. You know what I'm saying? Like he might not know um, how to comfort you, but he know he need to show up there, and he shows up, but he don't necessarily have the words to say that comforts you. But he's physically there. He's physically there. He's holding you. The words just not coming out like they need to be. Um, and that's why I said like sometimes a person has to learn um, how to be that support, because everyone is different. Like so, in his prior relationships, he might not have had to say nothing. He just had to show up. You know what I'm saying? So, and now if he's in another relationship, and it's requiring him to say words, then now he's maybe confused or maybe not know what needs to be said. Precious presence without support ain't loyalty. It just okay. I mean, hey, that I can't disagree with you on that. So you can Google words, right? Or am I the only one with a phone with Google search? I'm pretty sure you're not the only one with a phone, and you can Google words. Like so, that's that's a given. So I mean, like I said, if that person still don't know that he need to Google words because he don't know that person need to hear words, or maybe he's thinking that person is like him, and maybe he's one of them people that don't want to hear words in a moment of hard times. He just wants your presence. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's trying to give what he would want to receive. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's a ball game of learning. Just learning what to do in the moments. That's what I would say. Being loyal means standing with me, not disappearing and not zoning out. If life gets heavy and you vanish, that's disloyal. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Life gets heavy and you sit there silent like a stranger. I think that's disloyal too. Well, I mean, hey, you're entitled to your opinion. Um, well, one thing about it, everybody thinks different. So, and to you, you're speaking on your relationship, so I mean, to you, that's disloyal. Um, but to that person, even in your relationship, to that person that's displaying them acts, he might think he the most loyal person in the world because he's there. He's there, and I ain't said showing up like a stranger. I mean, well, you said silent like a stranger. I'm sorry, so I had to look at it again. I had to set up. I ain't got my contacts in. um, so, but to your point, like, cause I don't know, cause I'm different, so it's hard for me to understand that too, because in moments of hard time, like I don't really want you. I don't really want to hear much, because what does the words don't really um if we're in a hard enough time, the words don't do nothing. I mean, to me, your presence does more than the words at that point, because I can feel you here. Like you can say them words, and them words can go in one ear and out the other, because At that moment, I'm dealing with a hard time, so I ain't really focusing on your words anyway. You know what I'm saying? Cause my mind going every which way it can go because of the hard time in that moment. So, I mean, that's what I think now. So, say my opinion. I apologize if I 1,000 times. I apologize. Once again, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. You want to come up? You can come up. We can talk about it because we in the shop and we talking greasy. Feel me? So, uh, so we just vibing on here. We just vibing. Whatever we want to talk about, we'll talk about. We hit any points we need to talk about. Till we decide to get up out of here. Then it is what it is. What to say? I hear you saying, what if a person don't even know they should look deeper? And I get that. But here's the thing, not knowing is human. Staying stuck is a choice. And that's true. Now I can definitely agree with you on that now. Staying stuck is definitely a choice. But trying to see how to answer this the correct way. The PC way. um, it's definitely a choice. Mm, um, trying to see how to answer this the right way. I don't think I said that's where a person has to get out of their comfort zone at. Because most of the time, if a person is allowing their self to stay stuck, like I said, it is by choice, but they've gotten very comfortable. Um, so they would have to force themselves to get out of their comfort zone to uh, do more than what they're already doing with the situation. Uh, hold on. Okay, you don't know how to show up, then ask, research, pray, learn, whatever it takes. We all got access to grow, but you have to care enough to seek it. And that's true. I can't disagree with you on that. You definitely have to care enough to seek it. Definitely have to care enough to look into whatever it is you think will better benefit you in your situation. Uh, because anybody could just stay in the rut, if you may say so. That's the word I'll be using with that. But and you to your point, there's so many resources out here that we can learn. But we gotta actually put in the effort and the time. Loyalty is about getting it perfect. It's about showing effort, and effort is what separates ignorance from indifference. That's true, but you got to be able to see the effort too. And when I'm saying that, like, just because a person don't do everything that the individual want them to do, he or she, you still have to acknowledge the small things that he's doing, because he, regardless whether it's small or big, if it's not what you expect it to be, but he's still doing, then he's still putting the effort in, and that has to be acknowledged too. Like, so he can understand that even though I'm not doing enough, like, it's still acknowledgement of what I'm doing, and sometimes that encourages people to go seek out it a little bit more, or to be able to go above and beyond a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of people like to hear, just not just hear, but understand that that they are getting acknowledged for what they're doing. And if they don't feel like what they're already doing is getting acknowledged, then at that point they feel like what I'm doing it for. Like I might well stop doing it. Or I might well just stay where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't see no appreciation in it. It's almost like you say, oh, that person is very ungrateful. Even though I done this, I done that. I didn't turn it to the right when I sat it down, but I did moving and everything. So hopefully that person would be grateful for that you did even move it. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it just has to be them giving them flowers while we can. Mm-mm. But what if you acknowledge the effort he put in, but he forgets and only remembers the constructive criticism? Well, that's what a lot of people like. A lot of people only, most people. I'm gonna say most people. I ain't gonna say a lot of people. I ain't gonna say all people, but most people only remember the bad stuff because that's what hurt them the most. You know, acknowledging someone don't hurt them. That gives them a kind of a sense of relief, a kind of sense of acceptance in that moment to whatever the situation is. But whenever you do that constructive criticism, a lot of people don't like to be criticized. So that's what they gonna remember because that hit them hard because it's like, wow, she criticizing me. You know what I'm saying? And most men ain't good with being corrected. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? To your point, yeah, and I already know what you probably gonna say next, because you definitely a woman, so you gonna say the pride got to get out the way, which is true. Like at some point, you gotta realize my pride is affecting my situation, and you have to move it out the way. You have to accept your role and go ahead and be like, okay, now um, let me set that to the side and let me do what I need to do for this relationship. But I understand what you're saying. That's real though. It's real deal. Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you on that. Hmm. That's some great points. But at least you're acknowledging most men don't get that acknowledgement. So at least you're taking out time to acknowledge that man um, for what he's doing or what he has done, the good and the bad, the ugly and the sad. You know what I'm saying? So great job on that. Appreciate you for that. Appreciate your input, man. Appreciate your input. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So, but yeah, like I said, man, we in the shop. We are in the shop. We got the shop open tonight. So like I said, whatever. Once again, the link is pinned at the top. If you want to come up, you can. If not, we'll continue with dialogue. Feel what I'm saying? So we just touched on some pet peeves. She brought out some great points uh, about things she's been going through. Seem like things that she's experienced in her life. So we have some great points on there though. So So that's good. But other than that, we just vibing. We vibing. We chilling. We rolling. They see me rolling. They hating. Everybody hate to see me riding dirty. I think that song. I don't even know if that song or not. Sounding right in my head. Sounded right in my head at that moment. So I don't know. It is what it is. We chilling. We vibing. I have another suggestion. Is that okay? Go ahead. We in the shop. Anything goes in the shop. Go ahead. Hey, hey, goodbye. Na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. Na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. What do you think about laziness in love? For example, no effort in dates, romance, or intimacy. Just coasting while expecting my investment. That's a good question. Um, I think, and I'm speaking for myself too on this. Probably even talking to myself. I'm probably need to be. I'm probably gotta go back and listen to this live myself. So to remember what I said. Anywho, um, I definitely think when it comes to laziness in a relationship, it causes um lack of love, lack of attraction, um, a lack of wanting to be there. Like, but I mean, people go through situations, so a lot of times, sometimes you fall on times where you can't, or you feel like you can't do a lot of these things, like go on dates all the time, or and I consider romance kind of in the same category of dates. Um, Intimacy, that's a thing that you just have to put in the time to do. You just have to spend time with each other to get that little intimacy going. So it definitely has to be a valid effort in them three categories to make sure it happens. Cause dates you gotta actually physically get dressed to go um, out somewhere. Romance you have to plan ahead, put your mind together, figure out how to romance that lady or that man. Intimacy, it's time spent together with each other. Just kind of building that connection. So it's definitely something that has to be worked on. I don't think coasting is okay if you just make sure you get back to it because, like I said, life happens. Life be lifing sometimes. So, and it happens to everybody. So, but after that life stop life, and after you get back to where you need to get back to, like you definitely got to pick back up on that. Because you want that connection there. That connection will help sustain the relationship in hard times. Um, and because you gotta, and then the connection will give you that ability to have fun in the relationship. Like you, and I think your relationship has to have fun. I think you gotta be able to laugh with each other. I think you gotta be able to talk with each other. I think a lot of times nowadays everything is became too serious. Like sometimes take a step back and just enjoy the life. Because I miss when my partner used to grab me and throw me in places of intimacy. He really be like he really take a joy. Now he's sassy and want to argue. I want to intimacy. Oh Lord, did y'all see that? Oh Lord, oh Lord, did y'all read that too? Oh Lord. Oh, okay. I want intimacy hot quick now, but he keeps playing. Hey, well, how you know he playing? He might not be playing. Maybe life really lifing on him, and maybe he just need a chance to get back get back on everything that needs to happen. Like sometimes it takes people way out of what's actually need to happen when life is lacking. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll get back to take a charge, he'll get back to grabbing you and stuff, listen at you, okay? Grabbing you and stuff. Hey, that woman said that man is sassy. He said he's sassy. Hey, let's get it. Uh-huh. Yep. That's what they do. I think he's being lazy now, or he just unattractive. Well, most of the time, I'm just say this. I'm being completely honest when I say that from a man perspective. It don't take a lot for a man to be attracted to a woman. It do not take a lot for a man to be attracted to a woman. So I definitely doubt that he's unattracted to you. Um, I just think the way you talk, and I just think life is life, and just think life is life, and sometimes that's what happens. And when life get to life, and sometimes we get focused on so much of life that we forget to do the small things that we were doing at first. And then sometimes we get comfortable because we feel like we don't put in the groundwork to get that person, and we get comfortable thinking that person just gonna stay there. And because I always put my mind in a blues song, he said, um, dog, I lost my train of thought. He said something to the point of, in order to keep her, you got to do what you was doing to get her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe I believe he's still fully attracted to you. I believe that without a shadow of doubt. Um, for real. Or there is someone else? Nah, not to someone else. Um, well, I don't know. I ain't seen enough of what you said for him to, for it to be someone else. Like I um, just think sometimes life be life, and then people sometimes lose their way because of what's going on in in just their individual life, and sometimes they gotta find their way back to themselves and recapture who they are in the essence of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like that's facts. Like life be life be doing this big thing sometimes. Like for real. So sometimes it take a minute to get back to who you are as a person. So I don't think it's nobody else. Just think life be lifing for him, whoever he is. Sometimes life be lifing. So I don't think it's nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Comfort ain't an excuse for coasting. Groundwork is great, but love is daily maintenance, and that's true. Like I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying like sometimes a person might go through a hardship in life and they forget about the little things because they still dealing with the hardship in their mind. And it's like, okay, like now that person is trying to figure out how to get back to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And get back to themselves and doing what they need to do for the other person. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just um I don't think it's just a person not trying to. I just think it's a person that sometimes his life is life and sometimes we lose our way. We just gotta get back to that. You don't stop watering the plant just because you planted the seed. Laziness and love is when you expect yesterday's effort to cover today's needs. Life can life, but effort still matters. And that's true. But that's what I'm saying. If life is really life and we all are human, sometimes that seed that you planted yesterday will have to cover for that next day. It will have to because the way life is life, if we being honest. Like so because the way life be life and sometimes you can't water that plant every day. And it's just facts. Like we have to understand that and we have to be conscious in our mind to understand that that person, um, to your point, is not just being lazy. That person just dealing with life and trying to understand how to get back to where um it's kind of enjoying life again. You know what I'm saying? Or back to where he's making sure you enjoy life on your end by doing the little small things that you was referring to. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, life be life. Sometimes we just can't. You just can't expect everybody to when life is hitting hard. You just can't expect them to act like life ain't doing nothing and just bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes some people a little bit more than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people, according to what it is, it might take them a little bit longer to shake back. It take them a little bit longer to shake that off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they need just a little time of chill without doing nothing because they feel the weight on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm, cause this thing, cause like I said, we talking about a man, so it's like he got a lot to carry on his shoulders. Men carry a lot. I ain't saying women don't, but men carry a lot too because they a lot of times we men are afraid to be so vulnerable to let it out. So we have to carry that weight. True, life can drain you, but survival should be a season, not a lifestyle. There's a difference between resting and resigning. That's true. But I don't think if that person is resigning, I mean that means that person is actually giving up. So I'm not right now. I can't agree with you with what you gave me that that person is resigning. I can only agree that I think life is maybe lifing on him, and he's trying to get back to where he was. And I don't think it's nothing wrong. It's just like our bodies need rest to recuperate sometime to get us that energy back. Sometimes, even in life and even in relationships, sometimes we have to stop or slow down on some things just to rest, to get us the energy to get back to where we need to get back to. Like every day don't has to be a 100-yard dash. Now, granted, every day need to be a marathon, but not a 100-yard dash. You know what I'm saying? Because if I run a 100-yard dash every day, I'm finna run out. But if I run a marathon, then I can sustain it over time. So it's like we got to give each other grace with stuff. Like we can't expect everything all the time. Like sometimes we got to sit back and chill for a minute and then come back stronger than ever. I don't even remember the last time I went on a date with him. Yesterday app might cover today, but it won't cover forever. Staying neutral so long, we'll start rolling backwards. Well, it's according to what type of hill you on. I'm sorry, I just thought that was, that was funny. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny. According to what type of hill you are. But I could get your point though. But I mean I was laughing with it, but I'm dead serious. According to what type of hill you on. Like if you want to still love that person, you can be on the hill to where even if you're in neutral, you still going forward. If you still want to love that person. You see what I'm saying? Like so that's just that I mean, hey, that's what I think so. That's my opinion. But I feel you on that though. You're right about the effort and covering. Like so I don't know, but when you gotta figure out what life doing that's stopping that from happening. Like gotta figure it out. It's not about perfection. It's about showing me you haven't quit. Oh, and TBW. I don't even know what TDBW mean. What that mean? To be with. To be with? What TWT? I mean T. Whoa, get tongue tied like a mother. Slow down, bro. BTW mean? Oh, between. Hell, I don't know. Anyway, he has said he has, in his own words, but come back later and try and take it back. It sounds like games. Okay, I don't know what that means, but he has said he has, in his own words, but come back later and try to take it back. Sound like games. Well, I don't think he playing games, which, like I said, I actually think life is maybe lifing with him. That's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm sticking with them guns on that. I'm not no, I'm not changing that on that. So I'm gonna stick with my guns on that. I think life just life in him. Okay, but here's the issue. Neutral means you're not in control. You might roll forward on a hill for a minute, but that's but that's chance, not intention. That's true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to be sometimes when you get to a situation in a relationship where you feel like you can't control it, you still want that chance for that relationship to work. And that's all I'm saying. You might put in neutral and roll forward. And soon as you get, let's say, as soon as you get 20 feet rolling forward, halfway down the hill, there he is to jump in the car and take control again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm saying. Sometimes when you in a relationship, sometimes you gotta put the car in, you know how you going on a trip and you get on the interstate and you just cruising and you set the cruise to 75 because you got a long way to go. Sometimes in a relationship, sometimes you just gotta cruise. Sometimes you gotta set that cruise and just enjoy and just ride for a minute. There's nothing wrong with setting that cruise sometimes. Like it don't mean that you ain't gonna get back on the acceleration. It just mean right now we're cruising. We at a set speed right now. That's all it mean. All it mean. Don't give up on that, man. Going forward by accident is not the same as growing forward on purpose. Love can't depend on gravity. It has to depend on choice. And if you stay in neutral too long, eventually the heel runs out. And that goes back to what I was just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes the heel is just a little waiting period for him to jump back in control. Because sometimes we all need that. You know what I'm saying? We all need a little time to get back to ourselves, or a little time just to chill out, or a little time just to wait to the right moment for something to happen. Like sometimes we need that. Because sometimes we can rush life and before we know it, we're doing all the wrong things. Like sometimes we need to just cruise and then get back to the business. You know what I'm saying? And then what you style. No, no, he don't style because he didn't got back in there and took control. He no stalling. He done got back in there and took control now. You no stalling. You just riding the road. You just riding now. Now you riding because he driving. You feel me? Waiting until you hit the button, the bottom of the hill, and take control is risky. By then, damage may already be done. And cruise control and love can easily slip into neglect if it's not monitored. That's right, and that's why I said. That's why I said sometimes. That's why I said you gotta monitor. Now that don't mean because if you know like, and I use a reference of trip. So you in a trip, you gonna get back on that acceleration, and that's what I'm saying. Like it'll get back on. He will get back on that acceleration. I just think I just think life is life, and like sometimes life be life. Some, I mean, sometimes your bills increase. I mean, everything in life is right now in this world seems like it's increasing. Like, so you gotta think about it for a man who's who's been raised to be a provider. Like maybe life is taking him hard right now. Maybe he's trying to figure out how he's gonna continue to be a provider in this life now because everything is decreasing. And it's like, and he's still probably saying maybe he got to add more bills on, or maybe he's trying to do more stuff to put y'all in a better position. But life is life, and the milk is steady going up, the gas is steady going up, vehicles steady messing up. Like life is life, and he's trying to figure out um how to be a provider so that the because you talk about a man, so it's your relationship. So for the person, because I'm gonna say he's in love, because I mean, if you talking about, you say y'all together, so evidently, yeah, he in love. So I'm gonna say for the person that he in love with, he don't want her to suffer. You know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he might be thinking, okay, right now I can't take on a date cause dog, we got this car note. I can't take on a date this week because the gas bill this week. Dog, I can't take on this week cause her maintenance is this week. Dog, I can't take on a date this week because The insurance is due this week. Then before you know it, that's a whole month. You gone. A month is gone by that time. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes life is life into where um maybe that man actually sitting down trying to figure out how to best provide for himself and for the woman that he's in love with and make both parties happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta think about that. You got for a man, it ain't that. I don't even think it's that the man don't want to do stuff with you or he unattracted to you. I don't think that. I just think life is life and with that man. And he's trying to figure out the best way to make you happy. And when you're trying to do that, sometimes you gotta give up stuff. Not for the long term, but sometimes for the short term. And then before you know it, y'all be going on dates again. But you know it, you had an intimacy. Before you know it, um, what was the other one you said? I'm sorry. You said something else. Before you know it, all that'll be coming back. It'll come back like a flood. Before you know it, because he maybe right now what he's doing is he's building that ark. You know what I'm saying? Think of Noah and the ark. Maybe right now he's building that ark so he can put y'all in a position or put himself with you in a position to where when the flood keep coming, he's already built the ark and he sustained himself to where now he could do all these things for you. You know what I'm saying? So look at it from that point of view. Just don't look at it as if he don't want you or he ain't trying to be with you. Like I think he's definitely just from hearing how you talk, he's definitely probably a person that's in love with you. Huh? Okay, appreciate that, Dan. Appreciate that. Um, appreciate that out there in the YouTube world. I think I'm trying to see. I don't know. Maybe my stuff tripping. So that's what I would take from it. I would just give it a little minute. I think he actually there for you. I think he's just trying to figure life out. Sometimes we have to figure it out. Figure out what's going on and what we're doing and what's happening in the moment, so that we can assess the situation and make sure the woman that or the family that we're trying to take care of is head above the water. That's what I think from it. So just hold on, it's coming. It's definitely coming. Just sometimes we just gotta be patient. It's definitely coming back around. Ooh. So just trust the process. That's what I would say to you. Just trust the process. But I think he got you covered. What she said then? What if I already gave up? Well, if you already gave up, that needs to be a conversation you need to have with him then, because what if he don't? What if he don't know that you gave up? See what I'm saying? That definitely need to be a conversation you need to have with him. Because if you done gave up, now either y'all wasting each other time, or at least he need to know he need to move on as well. So if you done gave up, then you moving on. So I mean, that just it is what it is. Then what if I already gave up on trusting the process? Oh well, I can't believe you gave up on trusting the process because you sitting here talking about it. If you gave up on it, I don't even think you would be sitting here uh, conversating about it because it would be in the back of your mind. I mean, not in the back of your mind, it wouldn't even be in your mind. You done gave up on it. You be done moved on to something else. So I think it's very well still in your mind. I think the process you still trust, and I just think you want to see, from what me hearing what you're saying, you just want to see more effort from him. You just feel like it should be done, or everything should be done different right now than how it's being done. Uh, but I think y'all get back. I think y'all get it back right. I just think, like I said, I just think life is life and with him right now. And before you know it, y'all will be back to what y'all once was. What y'all once was. Y'all will be back to what you once was. So uh, I think y'all in a good space. We all get to that point sometime where we having doubts or questions. Um, but one thing I believe in, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe we meet people by accident. So wherever there is, there's a lesson in the madness. There's always a lesson in the madness. That I do know. So, but the process is there. So are you willing to wait? Or are you willing to hold on for another chance at what God says is love, unconditional love? You know what I'm saying? So hold on. Change is coming. Hold on. Don't worry about a thing. You just hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Don't worry about a thing. Some people like to run away. Some people like to hide. That's all I know. Anywho. But yeah, I just think you gotta trust the process, and don't give up on it. Even if you feel like giving up, still hold on to it. I think, given the situation, I definitely believe giving him time, allowing him to adjust, allowing him to find himself again, and y'all be back to where y'all need to be. That's what I believe. Um, so So that's all. I mean, that's what I think about it. You got it. Yeah, I think you good. Like I said, I don't think you done gave up yet. So you still holding in there. I can see it in your words. You still holding on. Still holding on. So just keep holding on. You can make it. That's all you gotta do. Just keep holding on. And you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, you got this. I think y'all got this. I think y'all just, like I said, just hit a little rust patch and just allow it's just that person just allow life to life with them for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be like that, but well, you know what? Y'all be back to where y'all need to be. But so, mm, that's all I got for the night. I done ran out. I done ran my welcome. I think for the night. Um, then get ready to get up out of here. As I always say, if you love somebody, tell them, hug them, spend time with them. What somebody going through today could very well be you tomorrow. Never take what you have for granted. We don't know the day, the time, or the hour that it could be taken away from us. So go love someone. Uh, be blessed while you loving them. Uh, allow them to love you back. Um, that's what you do. What you do because they deserve to love you just as much as you loving them. So, um, like I said, with that, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. Um, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. So you already know what it is. Talking greasy, real talk, real vibes. You know, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if anything, you keep talking greasy. Until next time, keep it raw, keep it real, and we finna be out of here.
One beat maker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker. Hey, Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. What? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Who? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. On the real, I done had enough for people who be wasting my time. From now on, we gon' follow my rules. Just wait while I make the guidelines. Got so many problems confront. My only option is to plow right through. Cause folks will really treat you any way they want, but only if you allow them to. Now all this time I've been too friendly. This is where I put my foot down. Who would have ever thought I had it in me? All the scammers getting shook now. I'm not the one to be swindled. I make a mission to take the crooks down. I had to say it plain and simple, but I bet I'm understood now. Yeah, I had to change, couldn't stay the same, couldn't be contained or used up and drained. But you can't be mad if you're the one to blame. I took a couple L's and charges to the game. I had to take the pain and work through the rain. When still I overcame, and look what I became. And now that you know that I ain't come to play, get ready, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. What? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Who? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. All jokes aside, I ain't been the key to letting everything slide. They never expected this to come from me. Now they look shocked with their eyes all wide. I done put up with way too much. Now I'm like this because I'm tired. Somebody said you could walk over me. Now wrong person, little buddy, they lie. I didn't try to be cordial with them, but apparently that didn't work. So I have a defense mechanism just to keep myself from being hurt. Man, I honestly don't really get them. It's like they want me to be a jerk, but they gon' be playing the victim. If I snap and start going berserk, I have a habit of letting things get to me, keeping them in well until I explode. And when that happens, the slope is so slippery cause I'm unable to remain composed. And since you wanna see me in that mode, prepare to see me with a different approach. Hasta la vista, it's not nice to meet you. Hope you're satisfied, Mr. Nice Guy is toast. Hey, Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy, there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. What? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Who? Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is like the way to live my life by. They say they Mr. Nice Guy, but there's no more Mr. Nice Guy.